How you doing, guys? I'm Nemesis, and you're watching RN Homesteading. All right, so got a heartbreaking one to go tell you guys today. Yesterday, um, around 6 o'clock ish yesterday, we had one of our chickens pass on to the next life. Um, about 4 or 5 days ago, I had watched her come out of the chicken house, kind of walking or stumbling around like she was drunk. So I immediately brought her into the house, put her in isolation, started kind of monitoring her for a couple of days before I kind of realized what was going on. And what I realized at that point, I'll think about it this way. So it's been basically 3 days that she's been kind of messed up, right? So 2 days into it, I kind of think I figured it out, which was what they call crop impaction, where there was a blockage in her crop. Um, this happens to chickens from time to time. It's not something that like happens all the time. I've had the chickens for like 3 years now, something like that, and this is the first loss I've had. So I don't know if I broke up the compaction the wrong way. I massaged her crop, and I felt the blockage move. So I was like, cool. She started kind of bouncing back, but I had actually pushed the compaction from her crop into her gizzard, and if there was like, and then from there I was able to kind of smell like a foul odor every once in a while if I was massaging her crop, and that usually shows that there was a fermentation in there, usually like a yeast, like a fungal or bacterial infection going on in her crop. And if I had pushed that through, I could have like train wrecked her. But this is some inexperience on my end. So I mean, I'm being honest about this. So I mean, losses happen, especially when you're an inexperienced chicken tender, which I've only been doing this for 3 years. This is my first batch of chickens. So I figured without having any any knowledge of taking care of chickens, I've got no mentor, so I know nobody that farms really, that could help me in any way, shape, or form. I learned a few techniques on the like like just the other day that you can hold the chicken upside down, and I should have massaged her crop towards her beak basically to try to make her throw it up, because they don't have that ability to just throw something back up like we can. So I should have done that. Didn't know. Again, inexperience on my end. So now I kind of understand what I'm looking for if I'm looking at crop compaction, which will be, lethargic, walking or stumbling around like drunk, and it can happen real quick, where like an overnight change, because the compaction sits there, it ferments in their crop, and basically they're making alcohol inside their crop and digesting that, and it will absolutely trash the gut biome, so they can't uptake any nutrients after that point. So there's a lot of little nuances that basically this one chicken has taught me. So I mean, that's what you should be striving for, is not so much um, figuring out, oh, I'm a failure at chicken tending, and being just like, you know what, I know something I didn't know before. I now can catch it quicker, and I now know a few techniques that could that that could benefit and help the chicken out long term. So now I'm better suited to be able to take care of the other remaining 4 chickens that I have. I still want to change the chicken coop. I still want to build a new one. I like the chicken coop. I want a bigger one, and it'll support better, more chickens in it, and it'll make it easier for me to get in and out of the chicken coop. Like I said before, and like I got a bunch of videos actually that I gotta edit and post and all that good stuff. So I'm a little behind, but I'll probably upload this one right away, just because this just happened just yesterday. So the chicken that my wife called Feathers, because she had beautiful feathers. Um, she took her last breath sitting in my lap. So, and she was pretty much sleeping, kind of lethargic, um, not really responsive. I was able to get her to open up her eyes to light, but she was like pretty much non-responsive by that point. And then she just kind of sat there for a little while and had her eyes closed and was just kind of resting. And I saw her beak kind of opening up, like she was starting to. I think the word's aspirate, where they have problems breathing. And then she kind of slumped her head forward, picked her head back up, and I think that was like, it just happened like that quick. And it's like I felt terrible, like going, what did I do wrong? Could I have done more? Um, no, I did exactly like I went for 4 days doing nothing, nonstop research. So did I fail? No. Why? Because I learned so much from this experience. And that's what I think that um, she would want it too. Feathers would have wanted me to learn from this, not beat myself up over it. I gave her a good life. She always had food, she always had water, she had shelter. I gave her treats. I mean, she lived a good life. For 3 years. So, and pretty much, I mean, anytime that your hens are from like 3 to, I think the longest that I've heard of is like 10. You'll from 3 to 10 years old, you'll know, like from what I've researched, that's where you start seeing some issues, because you got more of a mature chicken, and it all depends on their environment, their feed, and all that stuff. So and breed. Depends on longevity on there and when they start having some of their health ailments. But once you start having more of a mature chicken, that's when you start running risks of just weird issues popping up with the chicken. And I think overall, just dealing with this was really just like a very positive thing, because like now I know what crop compaction is. I know how to diagnose it a lot faster. I just 2 days was probably 2-3 days of her having this issue was probably too much for her system. And like with the crop compaction, she wasn't drinking water. And you can go a lot longer without food. You can't go very long without water. I know in cats, if they stop drinking water for 3 days, their kidneys shut down. So I don't know how it is with chickens, and how long they can go without water before their body just starts shutting down and it's at the point of no return. Maybe by the time I found out about it, even with me loosening up the crop compaction, it is what it is. So, but when this stuff happens, guys, don't beat yourself up over it. Um, it's like there's not very many places that around me that really deals with chickens, um, very topically. Like like, because there's not a lot you can truly do about the birds. I mean, sure, you can put them into surgery if you catch it and you want to go down the route of spending money on your bird to save its life, to open it up. I mean, it, maybe if it was an award-winning breed that I was actually actively breeding, maybe if it was worth it. But overall, I think that as a chicken tender, that we're to provide a good life for them, and then when they get sick, comfort them, try to give them the best advantage, but know that there might be that chance that through holistic amenities that you're not going to save every chicken. um, and in some ways, in nature, this is how it would, you leave nature alone, this is how nature takes care of chickens that have issues. They would have been eaten by a predator of some sort. And the chickens have a shorter lifetime life frame. So I mean, like, what they're going to do for in their short amount of time is not going to um, how can I put this? Like their short time on this planet, you know, it's like we've just got to give them the best start and the best feeds, the best environments to keep a lot of their amenities, sicknesses away and pests. So, and I know I did that. You know, you can go by the chicken coop after it rains and it doesn't smell. So it's not like, oh my God, it got wet, it stinks. You can stick your head in the chicken coop. Yeah, sure, every once in a while in the chicken coop it smells, but that's usually a day before I clean the chicken coop out. So it's not like you know, they are very, very well taken care of. Crop compaction is that particular chicken, for whatever reason, decided to eat a whole lot of food and gorged itself and actually filled its crop up. That's kind of what the research that I had, and it's something that happens in older hens that can't, you know, control themselves to a point. They start gorging. Not all chickens do it, but it does happen from time to time. But now I know how to deal with it. So definitely, you know, smash the Lizzie like button for Feathers. She will be greatly missed here at the Urban Homestead. You know, I've buried her off to the side here by the weeping willow tree that's behind me. This way she's not too far from her friends. And I look at it as this can be used as a celebration of her life, not a memory. You know, it's not to mourn her life. It's to remember her. She gave great eggs. Oh my God, big eggs. Some say they would be huge. They're the largest in the whole world. So, with that being said, thank you everybody for being here. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and may your thumbs always be green. I'll see you on the next one. And stay positive.